Hey guys, welcome back. As you can see, I've assembled the model and I've had to do some filling and sanding, and let me show you those areas where it was problematic. Of course, right here where the this front piece that goes over the engine intake, this front part, there were some pretty good gaps right here, so I had to fill those in with some putty, sand them down. Also where the nose cone joined the fuselage, the fit wasn't very good on some sides and left some pretty good gaps there, so I had to fill those in with putty and sand it down. And just a couple little areas again right here. This was kind of an area too that needed a little bit of putty and some sanding. Also where the top half of the fuselage meets the bottom, these were the joins there. I just took some perfect plastic putty, ran it along there, took a Q-tip, some water, and smoothed it out. Same thing on the wings, the wing roots here, to make that gap a little bit less pronounced. Again, just taking some perfect plastic putty, running it along there, and then letting it cure for a couple minutes, and then you can take a Q-tip and just wet it down and get it down to where you want it. And after the primer goes on it, it'll look really nice. It won't. You can still see where the wings, this gap right here. However, with the primer on, it'll look a lot better. It won't look. Basically, it'll look natural, like the part of the wing. I did the same thing here where the vertical stabilizer meets the fuselage. I just ran some perfect plastic putty in there, wet Q-tip, smooth it out, and once primer gets on there, it'll look really nice. Okay, mask the canopy. It's a single piece canopy, so it's really easy to do. I got that glued down with some Elmer's. Alright, so when I've cleaned it off with alcohol, so I'm thinking I'm going to hit it with some primer here. I'm going to use black Styrene just to get that shadow effect, and plus it'll look kind of cool with black. It'll cover up all that white stuff. I did when I originally started painting it, I did paint this part right here, the wheel bay with Tamiya X2, and it really, X2 is a gloss, and unless you get it just perfect, it's really hard to spray. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm just gonna redo it, and I'm gonna paint the whole aircraft with XF2, the flat, because I'm going to be putting gloss on it anyway. So, okay, get focus there. But anyway, okay, all right. So I'll get some primer on it, and we'll see you in a little bit. Bye bye. Hey guys, welcome back. So I've painted the model, gave it a gloss coat, and I made a real light gray wash. I'm using some oil paints here, a little Payne's gray and white, and just enough to bring out some of the panel lines and show a little bit of contrast. So if you can see a little bit there. Not too heavy. Okay, and I think I got a pretty good finish. I used the Tamiya XF2, and once I did the panel wash, I gave it another gloss coat, and I use the Model Masters acryl gloss. Works really nice. Just thin it. You can thin it down with a little bit of water, or the I use this Model Masters thinner. Okay, and just have it to decant it one of these. It makes it a little bit easier. But I think I got a pretty good finish on it. I did go ahead and install the jet nozzle. For that, I used this Tamiya metallic gray. And it's XF56, and I think it came out really good. Put a little black wash in between the afterburner. I think you call them afterburner blades, I guess, but to show a little bit of depth and demarcation there. I put a little bit of wash in up in the landing gear area, gear bays, and I'm ready to start the adventure on decaling. So, all right, we're going to see how those go, and hopefully I'll come back with a reveal. Once I get the decals on, I'll install the landing gear doors, and take care of a few touch-up things, and we'll be done. Thank you, guys. Take care. Hey, guys. Well, I started decaling, and decal started crumbling. Trying to get it into position, they just started falling apart, and I can't salvage it. Every time you try to move something, another piece just rips, and I got pieces floating in the water and everything. So anyway, it's kind of frustrating when you put. So I might look for some aftermarket Thunderbird decals and finish it off, or maybe go with a different scheme. But yeah, the decals. So when you try to move them, they just tear and crumble. Yeah, anyway, way it goes sometimes. Kind of sucks when you put effort into it, then you get to the decaling, which on a Thunderbird, of course, is that's the whole model basically, and then the decals suck. Anyway, all right. Well, guys, thank you, and have a happy Thanksgiving, and I'll see what I want to do with this, or just put it aside and start working on something else. Alright. Oh, shit, look at that. God. Thanks, guys. Take care.